So now that we've gotten kind of all the stuff that was past tense out of the way, what are you wanting to see for this PAX South portion of the documentary? Because now they're caught up and we're watching things happen in real time.
So now we're headed out to San Antonio for PAX South so that we can demo the game and get the general public excited about the game and let them kind of see it so they can get on forums and talk about it and say, hey, this is what I liked about the game, this is what I didn't like about the game. It also gives us a ton of feedback on our art style, things that we've chosen as far as like colors and shapes and what works and what doesn't. A lot of that you don't know field test until you field test, right? Like you get in there and you start really digging through some things. So this is like kind of a litmus test of everything we've put together. Is it going to work for Sorcerer City? It's raining, bro. I need some coffee. We're currently in Dallas, and we're about to head over to San Antonio as soon as they'll throw us on a plane, and then the convention starts tomorrow. I'm trying to get Uber to come pick us up, but I'm not sure if the location thing is picking us up, so we're just gonna go for it. We'll see what happens.
Right over here is where the Alamo's at.
What's the Alamo?
We need to go to the Alamo.
What's the Alamo?
Yeah.
Did you just ask what the Alamo is?
She asked what the Alamo was.
Is it a restaurant or is it?
Not.
You're talking geography right now? Tell me you got that.
No more say words. No more say words. No more say words.
Okay.
She was joking. That was a test. You got passed.
Testing. 1, 2, get your camera off, please.
And go find food because we're hunter-gatherers at this point. We're all hangry. Hangry time. Are you getting on my belly? Don't get my belly.
Setting up a demo. So I just posted to social media. We're giving away a copy of the Great Forest.
So one of the biggest things at a convention is being able to come and bring your prototypes and have people play test it. Typically with other designers is great, other people in the industry that can give you feedback. It's very important to like be able to take your game to the next level and really progress the development.
One of the things that's cool about playtesting and developing a prototype is that, like you can see right here, there's a group full of people sitting at a table that have different game types that they like and different experience levels, but everybody has a certain level of input that they're wanting to put in, so it kind of develops and molds a game into what it's truly meant to be and the best version of itself, and you just get to sit back and watch other people's take on something that you helped create, which is really cool.
You can think that it's great and that it's really put together, and then you take it to a reviewer or have play testers, and they just poke holes all the way through it, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, it sucks, I don't like it, you need to fix this, this, and this. And then it's almost like, well, I started from scratch.
Yeah.
You know, like I need to start all over. We need to completely scrap everything, and then it's like I just wasted a ton of time on designing something that's not going to work.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's okay.
Yeah, because it's still valuable information.
Yeah.
And you just take it with a grain of salt. You either choose to follow the constructive or pick out what was just straight up criticism and baseless.
Hey everybody, Ed here.
The Ed.
The Ed.
The Ed.
The
Let's
Ed.
do it that way. The Ed.
The Ed.
Yeah, y'all. Yeah.
I can't do good voices.
So what I would say, like, obviously we're just shooting some stuff for the documentary about coming to PAX.
Sure.
One of the kind of the conversations we're having is why do we come to a video game community with our analog board games?
That's a great question. I was talking to the guys here. Do you know 50% of the booths are board games?
I did not know that.
Yeah. So this isn't just a video game convention.
And I wonder how much has that shifted over the last couple of years?
When I was here 3 years ago, it was zero. They had the board game library and they had the indie showcase, and that was it. There might have been one other, and that's been this huge shift.
Wow.
I mean, if you walk around the perimeter and on that far side, it's
Right.
like everybody's
board
here.
games.
It's all
Yeah.
board games.
Yeah.
And so I was talking to the enforcer. That's who gave me the number, by the way. I don't know how accurate it is, but he was saying that like every show is just more and more board games, and for some other show they're going to have a whole board game only hall.
Okay.
So it's the growth space right now.
Good. Obviously, that's good for us. We like to hear that. But
Yeah,
that dragon is stupid big. Look at those people. It's like gonna eat them. So like one of the things we were talking about earlier, is like, why would you come to a convention like this and bring your board games when it's obviously more video game focused with huge, enormous dragons that are about video games? And it's mainly, one thing, it's just the energy. The energy of this crowd is amazing. It feeds me, but then it's a crew of people that we want to share board games with, and I think they'd be very interested in board games if they gave them a fair shake. They probably have a lot of the same feelings I did about Monopoly and Scrabble and some of the games they were forced to play that they didn't like as a kid, but now you get in here, there's something else besides just video games to play that they might be interested in. Folks, this is Matt Fantastic.
It's me.
The Fantastic.
I do all right.
He does all right.
Matt OK didn't really have the same ring to it professionally.
Yeah.
You gotta dress it up a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. This guy's making games that break the mold right here.
They break something. That's what we do for a living. We actually have a lot of sex therapists that have been buying it and using it in their practices, which is really exciting.
That is really cool.
Yeah, we're super excited about that. It's good,
Hey! How are you?
Good, how are you?
We're good.
Yeah.
George is following me around and letting me talk to people, and I'm saying things.
Awesome.
And then they say things, and then we put it on the videos, and people watch it. It's really like cutting edge stuff.
That is
cutting
crazy
edge.
sauce. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know.
One of the things I am actually talking to people about
Yeah.
specifically is networking in the industry and
Yeah.
how important that is. Because like a lot of people that are watching the documentary are also wanting to make their own game and like.
Yeah.
So we might have some introverts out there that don't really know how to network or don't want to network.
Yeah.
They would prefer not to.
I don't know necessarily for introverts on how to help an introvert, but for me, and this was something that Avi had actually said, how do people break into the industry?
Yeah.
And I don't really know a good answer for that. For me, it was getting my foot in the door, and I was working for 3 or 4 companies at a time, writing reviews
Sure.
and doing social media and doing whatever I could to help with Kickstarters and just kind of introducing myself to people at every
Right.
convention. And then that's how I started networking, to just get my foot in the door and get my name known to a bunch of people.
Right.
And kind of being in the right place at the right time when then this opportunity opened
And
up.
then you're super famous now, and you've reached the pinnacle. Well, some of the stuff that we're doing in the documentary is just trying to help people also. A lot of people that are watching want to know more behind the scenes information, right? A lot of people are trying to get off the ground and do their own thing in the board gaming world.
Yeah.
And so even on design wise, some of the design things that you do in developing things, what would you say is one of the best things, what is the best tip you could give somebody who's trying to do more of that sort of work?
play your game.
Okay.
There's so many people that come to us with a game that is half cooked.
Okay.
You look at it and you see there's clearly this doesn't work with this, and this is thrown off at a different angle. I like to keep it simple.
Yeah.
Come up with as few rules as you can to try to get your point across, because that's going to help people pick it up easier. It's going to help people crystallize that idea in their mind when they sit down and play it.
Yeah. I want people to have this information because they have it, then hopefully they will apply it. You guys checking out some Sorcerer City?
Yeah.
Familiar?
No, but I played Super Fight.
Super Fight, so it's a little bit different. Have you seen our other game, Grim Forest?
No.
Okay, cool. So we did this one on Kickstarter last year, and it's about to hit retail. And this is one we've got coming to Kickstarter very soon. This game, it's tile building. I don't know if you guys ever played a deck building game where you do some deck building like Dominion or any of those type of games.
Okay, yeah.
So you're gonna flip these over, and you can be building a city as they come out. So as they come out, you're like, oh, I'm gonna put this here, and I'm gonna go this here. And so you're looking for, when the shields come out, that's how you score points. Shields are anything that touches it that's another shield. So when you get to win on the influence, instead of just having to take the one that you want, you can choose between the 4. Yep. All right. So this time we get a dragon. When the dragon comes into your city, whatever you put it beside, it destroys that tile.
Oh, okay.
So then it doesn't come back into your city. What'd you think?
I liked it. It was very fast paced. It was pretty easy to pick up on.
Okay, cool. And obviously you won, so that's going to help your opinion of it.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part of the game?
I like the trading in of your resources mechanic, and I liked the monsters y'all picked to put in. I liked that they were different each time, so they were different consequences.
Right, and that's just 4, so there's 8 in the base game, so there's 4 that you didn't even get to see. So next time you could swap them all up, make different combinations.
I think to make them harder, you could do house rules where you give more cards of monsters to people and things like that.
We have some really, really hard monsters, but we don't put them in the base game for this, but there's some really gross ones. So that's the cover art. What do you think about that?
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Do you feel like it tells the story of what you were doing in the game?
Yeah.
You're the sorcerer,
You're holding up the city. You're putting it together.
Yeah.
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 It was fun, and then I got 5 victory points because of my victory point tile thing.
Oh, that's right. And you had the victory point tiles. That was awesome.
Great game. It's super strategic. There's so many different paths you can go. The color matching system is great. There's monsters that come in and destroy it. It's a pretty awesome little game.
Cool. What'd you think?
I'm a huge fan of tile matching games, and that's the most in-depth tile matching game I've ever played.
It's really fun. The pace gets a little frantic to the end, but if you keep it cool, you can still keep up. Yeah. And it gets real good.
I really liked it. The thing about the game I really liked was the time aspect, where you can put all the tiles down and you only have a certain amount of time to deal with it. That's kind of like Galaxy Truckers.
Sure.
And I like the economy system where you got to choose whether or not you buy more tiles or you get victory points, and that way it's kind of like Dominion. So you were right to say it's kind of like a deck builder in Dominion and like a time game as well, but it's not too complicated. We picked it up in like 5 minutes, so that's why I'm gonna back it on Kickstarter.